This is Sk8star. You might be wondering how he got to this point of performing at a sold out show, from having songs with some of the most established producers in the game, starting all this from a small town in Georgia. To understand how he got here, we gotta go back a little bit.
You push that nigga to my ops. Oh, we ain't got none of him. Ain't gonna have no ops. Say what? Look at that shit.
His real name being J. Corey King, born on March 29. I'm not entirely sure of his birth year, but I'm pretty sure he's around 21 to 23 years old. Originally, he was born in Birmingham, UK, but moved to Atlanta at a young age. Well, not exactly Atlanta, but Macon, a city just outside it, about an hour to be exact. He says growing up there was cool, with all the usual stuff.
I'm from Macon.
What the fuck is going on out there Macon?
That shit like a bird. Niggas don't think that shit like some country shit, like baby Atlanta type shit.
Y'all got hoods and shit out there. That shit be crazy.
All that shit, like it's normal, but it still ain't shit. It's something. It's cool, I guess, but it ain't shit for me though.
As you'll see later, he still incorporates or draws from a kind of UK aesthetic in his imagery. His rap name, from what I understand, originated from him just being tapped in with skate culture, which influenced his style, and that led to the creation of his name Sk8star. He started rapping early on, since the age of around 9 years old, while was just playing around with it as a kid. He credits artists like Young Thug, Playboi Carti, and Future for inspiring his sound. He also, funnily enough, used to listen to a lot of old Future, and they too also had an impact on his style growing up. It wouldn't be until 11th grade or near the end of high school when he actually decided to take rap seriously, which is what would lead into his first available songs being Stand For Some,
These niggas gon' live by the gun, these niggas gon' die by the gun, these niggas ain't talking my name.
and Pop It.
Oh, I break a spine, nigga. I'm so shy, nigga. Why the fuck they trying, nigga?
I'm pretty sure he had songs before this, but he got rid of them. Obviously, this is still very early on in his sound, so it's nothing overly crazy. But after graduating high school, he briefly attended college, but mainly just to have a place to stay in the dorms. But he wasn't doing no work, so eventually he just ended up leaving.
We're gonna go to Atlanta. We're just gonna do it from there. Go to school. We applied to Georgia State. It took like 3 months. The end of July type shit. I went there for just a place to stay type shit. Like, I wasn't doing no work.
Do some shit.
Yeah, I wasn't doing no fucking work. How long we stayed between? Like 3 months. First semester, bro. We went home. We went the fuck home.
Entering 2021, on the 12th of March, he would drop his first EP being Superstar Status, with songs such as Out My Body, Give Him Hell, and Edgy Rebel Kid. Two other notable songs he did drop this year were Money Talk,
Yeah, bitch, it coast.
You know I'm a boss. I can't take no loss.
and Double Cup.
I will on some stupid shit when I get home.
His sound in the early stages of his career, I would say, is definitely a lot less trap compared to his sound now in 2025, and you'll see what I mean as we get into his music. Around this time, he linked up with another rapper, Dior vs You, at what I believe was some sort of underground event. These two worked closely together in the years that followed, rising through the scene side by side, as you'll see. In 2022, he picked up the pace, dropping 2 tapes, but first, he started off releasing an EP before NWO on January 30th, with 2 songs off of it being Denim and Ruler.
My dinner. I think no band to be for my dinner. I think no band to be for my dinner. I say party. They cool. I was a nigga they bored. I spit a rag on the pen.
New World Order being his first real body of work, dropped on July 4th. Now I'm gonna keep it real, this tape was okay to me. Out of the 14 tracks on the album, only 3 really stood out to me, being Standing on Business,
No, I didn't need no assistance. I'm finna blow up for racks. Fuck it, no saving, we
Swag Rap,
so. I got hella clothes. Ain't no nigga got bad so. First,
and Outkast.
money, baby, will fame. Mr. Rico will help me like if I win it out.
On July 23rd, he dropped this tweet, Designer Junkie, and that name, Designer Junkie, would become the title of a project he'll tease and work on for basically the next 2 years, but I'll talk more about it later in the video. Before dropping his second project, he released a few more singles, such as Love from UK,
Okay, it's love from the UK. And the abyss that I overcame. Bitch on that shit, they gon' know my
and Rich as Fuck.
That boy, we gon' break it bones. She love me like a jumbo. I get my clothes from Hong Kong.
He also, for the first time, did a couple songs with another Atlanta artist, Zucchini.
And she bad. Wake up and she bad.
And these two will go on to collab quite a bit in future, even performing together later on, as you'll see.
Yeah, you say you cold on cold.
The second and final tape of 2022, Mogul, dropped on December 18th. It's shorter than his last one with only 9 tracks. Only 3 songs really stood out to me, being Dover Mogul,
I get the back end when I pull up. I get the back end.
Triple Cross,
I better get reimbursed, bitch. And I swear to God, I ain't playing. Yeah, and bitch, I'm alert.
and Paparazzi.
They her know my name. I can't hit it if it's stank. I be making hits, I do my.
After that, he dropped a few more tracks, including 2 featuring Dior vs. You. From what I could find, these are their earliest collabs, though older ones might have been deleted. It's unclear. Of the 2 songs, Savior stood out to me.
I can save. If you got no paper, I can save. If you got some paper to save.
In 2023, he released another full-length album in the first half of the year. In my opinion, this one's quality is a major leap forward compared to the previous 2. But before getting into that, he started off 2023 with another EP, Rebel, on January 20th. It wasn't mind-blowing, but he was definitely improving. 2 tracks off of it being King of the Hill
This a bad bitch in the high heels. She don't know how to.
and In the Shadows.
This nigga like a rainbow. All that money on me, baby. Yeah, turn me on.
He also hopped on this track with another notable artist being Tanner.
I'm built for this, I'm not going down. This bitch a eater, my dick in her mouth. I spoke for the leader, now I'm falling out.
And Skate to Japan being his first track with Until Japan.
Too many rounds. I gave you fuck niggas too many sounds. Wish you could hear how this motherfucker sound. Yes, you can.
Whole New Meaning dropped on May 10th, was his first real breakthrough tape with 13 tracks. Now here, I can say this is Skate. This could be the project you play to show someone what he's talking about. From this point forward in Skate's discography, his music was actually starting to hit for me. There is a little backstory on how this tape came to be, with Skate saying,
How much does Whole New Meaning mean to you, bro?
That shit mean everything to me because it's a crazy backstory behind that. Maybe I'll get into it one day. A lot of niggas just playing with me around that time, like just trying me, like. So that was like my real breakout tape. I feel like I think I was going through hella shit too around that time. Like a lot of those songs, like real emotional songs, you know.
There were quite a few tracks off the album that I liked, starting with Permanent Damage.
I think I needed a bandit. I'm good, I just go pet me. Look at me now, bitch. I'm
Whole New Meaning,
make him motherfucking rebel. No, we can't make him. Backwoods, now we gon' face them. Gotta get that pay.
Say So,
And school out different too. Bossed up, but nigga never cheese. I got a purpose of me.
Red Dead was actually tough. Like this shit caught me by surprise. I ain't gonna lie, this shit was tough.
Like we fuck. Have a real deal, rest no V-books. Fuck y'all, nigga, I don't need you. Back to the
I would say this and Permanent Damage are the 2 hardest songs off the album to me. Love Galore,
when I was up, everybody got some skeletons, they hiding in the dirt. I wouldn't
the only 2 features on the tape being Tanner and Until Japan on the song Light Ice.
me they can't sleep it, the VC, they with my little garments like. Pussy pink, but bitches in throat.
And the last song that caught my ear was In Trouble.
No killer, don't push, it's up by my brother. They tryna figure out me.
Compared to what he would drop later, this tape's a lot more emotional, but to me it's not his peak. The projects he released after this are way crazier. After Whole New Meaning, Skate slowed down on dropping projects, with it being over a year until his next tape. On December 4th, 2023, he tweeted the name of his next tape, Rebel in the Room, which wouldn't drop until later in 2024. In the meantime, he released a bunch of singles such as Fix That,
No rule, pop big shit on you, fool. Got tap it, jealous, shoe.
Shoot Up the Party with Dior,
End up with I ain't pop the tag for I spend a bag on it. Let's on my ass.
Swag and Surf,
Whoa, whoa, niggas tryna strike for the club, whoa, whoa. Had it for 2 minutes, hell, whoa, whoa. I don't feel
Backdoor,
Fresh, but don't make me rap, but don't make me real.
I teach how to
and Load.
I eat a bag and go, little cream scene. And I got the bag.
Moving forward now, you start to get what I mean when I say that Skate's sound starts to shift towards a more trap-inspired sound, starting with his next and only EP of 2024, Rebel in the Room.
These niggas pairs on.
Dropped on August 7th with only 8 songs. Some might call Whole New Meaning Skate's best work, but now for me, this EP and his next are way crazier. Like he was dropping all these songs throughout 2024, but he was really saving the best for this tape. The first song, E6, was the first ever song I heard from Skate at the time. I'm like, alright, this nigga hard, he hard, alright, this nigga hard. Definitely very Thugger inspired.
Babies, feeling no lead. Got that pussy cause she got a big forehead.
Fly Like a Bird being the second song.
She ride it like a Charlie, these bitches are hiding. I'm finna fuck her on the first. And she like Buffy the body.
Fuck Your Face.
That shit got my dick, it with my stick, they hug that face. Bitch, I go hit that lick, I take that risk.
Said song was tough.
These niggas pairs on. Cut me like Paris. Cut me like Paris.
Came from nothing. The way he came in on the beat, nah, that shit was hard.
Like Sk8star came from nothing. I ride in it with a cut. Bitch, I become.
Play No Games was a cool little outro.
And then you worry about the fame. Just tryna help raise to my name. I help my with make with.
For my first listen of Sk8star, I'm like, alright, this was a strong little tape. Very Thugger inspired, a little bit of Future. He hard. Moving forward, I feel like Sk8star started to understand his sound, or a sound that worked best for him that he could build off of, especially after he starts working with a certain producer, which I'll get into soon. Some of the songs he released after Rebel in the Room include Rose,
I ain't big man in the road. How about your clothes, that bitch? I'm a swerving it. Bitch, I gon'
SVJ,
ain't even put no clock, don't make me mad. Don't make me mad. We gon' wipe him out, got hella.
A2LA featuring Dior and Southside Silhouette,
And 18 little nigga got problems. I felt right and pull out the J. Yeah, me
Squad featuring Dior,
down. I fuck with this hoe, but I know she not in the mood. Feel like it, see, I fuck with her, give it.
and you know.
I cannot fuck with these bitch. I better bitch to the bro. You better whatever do.
The producer that he tapped in with entering 2025 that elevated his sound even more would be Richie S, who I'm not going to give an introduction to. I've mentioned him damn near in my last 2 to 3 vids. But the story behind how he started working with Richie, Sk8star explains.
How did that collab come about with you and Richie?
I remember like DMing that nigga like a year ago. I was telling him like I'm the hardest young nigga you need to work with, and he just like for sure. We ain't never worked though. So like a fast forward like a year later, yeah, he was like let's do it. That's probably like January. We've been working ever since then, every day, like every single day. So I think he just really just kept watching me.
It's one of those duos that just naturally sound good together. Like it could become a thing where when you think of Sk8star, you think of Richie. You think of Richie, you think of Sk8star. Just like how it used to be like when you thought of Pierre, you thought of Cardi. When you thought of Cardi, you thought of Pierre. But from this point forward, Sk8star and Richie would collab together, crafting a whole tape, as well as releasing multiple singles, which in my opinion, some of Sk8star's best songs to date. Around this time, Pierre connected with Sk8star, Dior, and Southside, and a snippet of their collab surfaced. That track later dropped on Sk8star's next EP. How do you say that? I don't even know how you say that. Rebulation dropped on March 19th with production most notably from Pierre and Richie S. It's a short EP, only 5 tracks, but 3 songs really caught my ear. On God, this shit was overly like, this shit was tough. Yo, I'm like, this nigga Sk8star hard, bro, you hard.
I think I'm fucking a chick. She wanna fuck up a nigga. I made a mess on her face.
Then you go Walk Down.
Eat my slime for a nigga, you a hoe.
Send me young nigga wiping nose.
And Sex, being the snippet with Pierre Bourne, Dior, and Southside that I mentioned earlier.
Jump down, shot it. Stay in my flesh. I know I'm a tired shot it. Oh, not for that.
But to me, this EP feels like a warm-up for the next one. And that next project to me is Sk8star's best work by leaps and bounds, like overly. I haven't mentioned his features that he's done with Dior, as he did do quite a few from late 2024 till now. And that's because I want to leave those for Dior's video. But all I'm gonna say is that Sk8star dog walked those features. Sk8star walked Dior down. Aside from those features, he did release more singles, and to me, these are some of his best tracks today. The first being No Ops.
I don't even do no dish, trigger finger itch. I been bad on that boy.
This might be Sk8star's best song, honestly. And Team Geek No Sleep featuring Dior.
But if I call you down, tell that bitch shit, hell, I'm buzzing the air.
There were a few other songs, but these 2 are just a cut above the rest, if you ask me. I haven't touched on his performances so far, but throughout all this, Sk8star's been performing at smaller shows since around 2021. He didn't just pop out of nowhere with a sold-out show. He's been grinding, working on his stage presence and all that. He's done some solid performances, but the one he considers his best so far was at Indefest in July, alongside Dior and 1300 Saint. Which brings us back to where we were at the start of the video. But there was one more tape he dropped after this. Pale Face dropped on July 7th with 7 songs. Look, I don't care about but whole new meaning, whoop de whoop whoop. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. To me, this is Sk8star's best. Everyone has their preference, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you tripping if you don't think this is his best. The reasoning behind the tape, he explains.
It's a shorter body of work. It's kind of like album-like, but it's not really album-like. I just want to have fun right quick. Just show everybody what me and Richie been doing. But it's definitely like one of my favorite bodies of work I done dropped so far.
Starting the tape with Pale Fever, he came in turn.
Dirt can't leave no trace. Nigga hurt, try to get my way. Put my shape, put me in dirt.
Confused, this some smooth little play shit.
I be smoking that oxtain. Got so high now, Uncle Flu. On the highest in the
Rugby.
can't catch pop at it, buddy. Pussy that nigga ain't talking about nothing. Sick it, they talking.
The only feature on the tape being 1300 Saint on the song A True.
Should've went that cool. Fuck the rats, I ran through the blue. Okay, cool.
Saint be bragging about how he's super versatile and he can do whatever on whatever beat. I ain't gonna lie, he can back that shit up. I ain't gonna lie, he is not. Now Tycoon, I know I said No Ops is his best song, but this might actually be his best song. Yo, everything from the beat to how he's just flowing on this shit. This ain't even made by Richie. This no Saint. This shit just fire. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel like a tycoon. I feel like the biggest, the rich, no bounce.
Fiend, this some smooth little play shit too.
We got still, we got mops. Pop that bitch out in socks. I can't wait till I pop.
The last song, he slowed it down a bit for the outro, but it was cool.
It's a see-through. These nigga lame with a chain. Thought he did, but we knew. Watch him pay.
Now picking up where we left off with what's happening with Designer jUnKiE. As of right now, Sk8star explains in an interview.
Where's Designer jUnKiE, bro? We've been waiting for 2 years.
It's been 2 years?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I'm on like V6 of that motherfucker for real. I just wanted the right producer, right sound.
It's gonna be a lot with Richie, huh?
Yeah, most likely. I just didn't want to rush it, feel me? I really wanted to have a real, like, straightforward sound when I came with it. The first couple versions, it's like a million producers, bro. It just went a real direction. It's on the way though this year.
I feel like he definitely has found the right producer or producers and also developed his sound enough to where he's gonna know exactly what he's going for. Maybe even bring something completely new. He has previewed a couple snippets that are supposedly from the album, but we just gotta wait and see what he decides to put on. It might already be out by the time you're watching this video. With Sk8star, he's already had a lot of experience coming up through the so-called underground, performing at shows, developing his stage presence. Even with the music, he's just put in the work and got good at just making music in general. So when he does have his first real law moment, it's not just gonna be a random first show, first sold out tour like, damn, who's this new nigga? At this point, he's been rapping for about roughly 5 years, and I feel like his career so far is a pretty good example of what it actually takes to blow up, because I feel like everyone now wants to come up super quick. That ain't the reality for most. For most people, you're probably gonna have to do what Sk8star, Dior, jUnKiE, just to name a few did, and that's putting work for a minute, couple years really, dropping multiple tapes a year just so people can see your shit and actually pay attention to. Recently, he was in the studio with jUnKiE, so it feels like he's right on the verge of having his big moment. And if he were to sign to anyone, honestly, Dog seems like the best person if he were to sign to an artist. He matches the whole YSL, what they got going on, unless he wants to choose a different person or a different label. I'm not really too sure what's going on with that. But for right now, we just gotta wait and see where designing jUnKiE takes him.